Very important lecture by Hare Krishna Prabhuji. You can watch Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for coming to visit with us. It's a great pleasure to have you. You know, you never know what type of weather to expect at this time of year. So you have to be brave to come to New Vrindavan. How many of you are staying overnight? Great, wonderful. Right now, in just a couple of minutes, we'll be doing a short arati. I'll be chanting some prayers to our Guru, and then we'll chant Hare Krishna. The arati is very short, only about 6 or 7 minutes. And then for the rest of the program, I'll be doing some Krishna Katha. I'll be telling the story of Krishna lifting Govardhan Hill. We had this celebration earlier this month, but Govardhan Hill is still here. And it's to our great fortune. And so the whole program is only about a half hour or so. We invite everyone to stay. It will be very enjoyable. It's not a lecture I'm giving, but there's some katha, some dramatic storytelling. And so we hope you can stay. And then we also, I'll tell you a little bit more about what else is happening for the rest of the evening after the program. So we'll start in just a moment.
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayam Swapat Paramansaparacharya Tadushishimat, His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, New Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Srimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Gaurun, Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Sai, thank you. So this new Vrindavan is very special. I'm going to move that later on at the end of the program.
Okay.
You know, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, our Guru, the founder of the Hare Krishna movement in the Western world, he only visited New Vrindavan 4 times. He started this community. And he visited in 1969, 1972, 74, and the last time in 1976. I came to New Vrindavan actually in 1972, and I met Srila Prabhupada had darshan. And at that time there was a big festival, the biggest national Hare Krishna festival. Even a reporter from the New York Times was here. And so they did a very nice article. But during that darshan that I had with Prabhupada, he was talking about New Vrindavan. He named this place New Vrindavan. And at that time, in the darshan, he said that New Vrindavan is non-different than Vrindavan in India. How many of you have been to Vrindavan in India? A few people? Yes, it's very special. You know, India is the land of Dharma. So many places of pilgrimage you can visit. On the north and the south and the east and the west. But Prabhupada said that anyone who comes to New Vrindavan gets the same blessing as going all the way to Vrindavan in India. And so that's a very wonderful blessing that Prabhupada made for all of the pilgrims. And actually, it's very wonderful that you have all taken part in fulfilling the vision, the prophecy of Srila Prabhupada. Because back in the 70s, you know, we weren't getting many visitors. New Vrindavan was just an isolated post, an outpost in rural West Virginia. But now, because of Prabhupada's vision, now we're getting many thousands and thousands of people coming every year. And so it's wonderful that you're coming, and it's fulfilling the vision of Srila Prabhupada. And so this month we are celebrating the lifting of Govardhan Hill. And this is a very interesting story because, you know, on one hand, it's a story about Krishna. You know, there's so many festivals in Hinduism. Last year I read an article in the magazine that's saying that out of all the religions, Hinduism has the most festivals. And they must be the most happiest because they're having so many festivals throughout the year. And so this is one major festival here in New Vrindavan, Krishna lifting Govardhan Hill. And so we have a Govardhan Hill also in India, in Vrindavan. And I was also there, and I walked around Govardhan Hill, and that path is about 12 miles or so. And it takes several hours to go around Govardhan Hill. But here, if you go around Govardhan Hill, it'll just take you a moment, and you get the same blessing. And so this festival is created by Krishna. He made this festival. Actually, at that time, Krishna, he was only 6 or 7 years old, I think 7 years old. And he was in that village, in the middle of the village, and everyone was running here and there, bringing materials from this place and that place. They were going to have a celebration. And Krishna asked, what's going on? Why is there so much commotion? And his father, Nanda Maharaj, said, oh, we're having a festival. And Krishna asked, well, what type of festival? Is this a Vedic injunction? Or is it just some village festival that you're having? Or is it part of the Vedas? And so Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's father, he was thinking, well, my son is asking a very profound question, and he didn't know how to respond. And so he kept silent. But Krishna kept pushing him. And he said, my dear father, why are you silent? You know, with family members, we're not supposed to be silent. We have to be honest, thoroughly honest. So tell me, what is this festival for? And finally, Nanda Maharaj explained, you know, this festival is for King Indra. King Indra is supplying the rain. And we use the rain. The rain is so valuable. The water is so valuable. You know, it can be used for many things. When it rains, then the fruits and the vegetables and the grains are growing because of the rain. If there's no rain, the fruits and the vegetables are not going to grow. And also when we're cooking the rice, we need water to cook the rice with and other vegetables. And also we're cleaning ourselves with the water, and we're drinking the water when we get thirsty. And so the water is very important for us to exist. And so therefore, we worship King Indra. But, Krishna wasn't buying that. He said, my dear father, out in the middle of the ocean, no one is worshiping King Indra out there. It's still raining out there. And high up in the mountains, no one is worshiping King Indra. No, but it's still raining or snowing high up in the mountains. This is a very interesting pattern, because when the snow falls, then it turns into ice up in the mountains. And when the villagers need the ice, the water in the summertime, then it melts and it flows down into the villages. So this is a very interesting system that Krishna has arranged. The clouds are going here and there, and the sun is evaporating the water, but the ocean is salty, but the sun is only taking the water and sending it into the clouds. And the clouds, they move around the world, and they're raining here and there. A very interesting system. And another thing, water is also an interesting phenomena, because if the water gets too cold, then it turns into ice. And if you're boiling the water and it gets very, very hot, then it turns into steam. So this is a very fascinating ingredient that we have at our disposal. And so, here in the cities, nobody ever thinks about these things. You kind of take it for granted. You go into the kitchen and you turn on the switch, and the light comes on, and you turn the tap, and the water is coming out of the tap. We take these things for granted. But the villagers, they're living on the land. They need a balance, a proper amount of rain. If it rains too much, then there's flooding. If it rains too little, then there's a drought. And so in this way, Nanda Maharaj explained very thoroughly to Krishna. But Krishna, like I said, he wasn't buying it. He said, you know what? King Indra is far away. What's much closer is Govardhan Hill. Because Govardhan Hill, on the hill of Govardhan, there's so many herbs that are growing. And we need those herbs to help benefit our health. And also the cows are going on Govardhan Hill. And the grass on Govardhan Hill is very, very sweet. And so when the cows eat that sweet grass, then the milk from those cows is very sweet. And so King Indra is very far away. But Govardhan Hill is closer. We need to honor the land and the Govardhan Hill and also the local Brahmins. They're very important to get some knowledge, to get some wisdom. And so let us make a celebration for Govardhan Hill and for the land and for the cows and for the local Brahmins. So Nanda Maharaj says, we can do that, but first let us finish our present celebration. And then in the next day or two, then we'll have a celebration that you recommend. And so Krishna, he didn't want to wait. Kids are like that sometimes. If you go into the store with kids, and if they want something, they have to have it right away. You can't convince them to wait. And so Krishna also, Nanda Maharaj is saying to Krishna, just be patient. We'll have this festival in a couple of days. But no, Krishna was not so patient. He insisted, we need to have this festival today. And so all of the cowherd men and the cowherd ladies, they gathered around, and Krishna told them exactly what to do. He said, first, I want you to make nice prasadam. I want you to make rice and dal and halava and puris and gulab jamins, so many nice sweets and so much nice prasadam. And then I want you to dress in your finest clothing. And we're going to go on a parade around Govardhan Hill. And we're going to take the cows with us. And I want you to decorate the cows. And we'll have some carts. Because of the older people, they might not be able to walk so far. Let them sit in the carts. And also the gopis. They're my close friends. If they want, they can also sit in the carts. And so in this way, Krishna, he arranged the whole program, and they walked around Govardhan Hill, and at the very end of the parade, they had a big, big feast. So much mounds and mounds of food. And then all of a sudden, Govardhan Hill, Krishna, he manifested himself as the personality of Govardhan Hill. And he started eating. He was like a huge giant. And he started taking from here and taking from here because there was mounds and mounds of food all over the place. And Krishna was eating. And the mounds were getting lower and lower. And Krishna was telling, bring me more. You know that phrase in Sanskrit. Anayor, bring me more. Bring me more. Krishna was insatiable. He couldn't stop eating. And they were bringing more and more. They were cooking and cooking. And so Krishna at Govardhan Hill, the big giant, ate. And then all of the residents, they also ate from the feast. And everyone was so happy. Except for one person who was not very happy. That is King Indra. King Indra, he was getting angrier by the moment. You know, this is a story about a man who is frustrated because he's not getting the attention he deserves. He felt neglected. You know, sometime in our lives, we all feel neglected. Maybe we're at the company and we're doing great work, but no one's recognizing the great work. Or maybe at home, we're working day and night, but the kids, they don't really understand what type of a sacrifice we're making. So, somehow or other, everyone feels neglected in one way or another at some time in their lives. But if you're very powerful, like King Indra, and you feel neglected, then you can create great havoc, great devastation. And just like the big powers in the world, they have an arsenal of weapons. And King Indra also had an arsenal of weapons. And just like there's different types of weapons. Some bombs you can drop and it'll just create a hole in the ground. Another bomb that's bigger, you drop and it blows up a whole building. And another bomb that you drop might blow up the whole city. And so Indra, he had an arsenal of clouds. And he called upon the greatest clouds, the biggest and most dangerous clouds, the Sambantarka. These clouds King Indra called upon when he wants to create great devastation in the world. And so, what's happening here? King Indra is very angry, and he calls the clouds. He says, just look at that little talkative boy in the village of Vrindavan. Everyone is so infatuated with this child, and they're neglecting me. I am so powerful. I'm providing the rain. I have many weapons, even the thunderbolt weapon, which I shoot across the sky. These villagers are very foolish. I'm much more powerful than that puny little child. All he can do is talk and talk and talk, but not much else. So King Indra didn't know who Krishna was. And so he sent the clouds. And the clouds were coming from all directions. And it was getting darker and darker and darker. The clouds were coming and packing together. And it started to rain. And it rained and it rained. And pretty soon the ground was covered. And all of the villagers of Vrindavan were in great, great anxiety. You know, and we're also, sometime in our lives, we're all in anxiety for one thing or another. This is another, just a human condition. Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're sad, sometimes we're courageous, sometimes we're fearful and in anxiety. And so Krishna, he saw that the villagers were in great anxiety. And he thought, these villagers followed my instructions, I can't let them down. And just like a little child, he picked up Govardhan Hill. You know, it's explained that if a little child is walking in the forest and he sees a little flower, and he picks up the flower, is that any great achievement or great? A child is picking up a little flower. It's not a big problem. And the same way, there was no big problem with Krishna. He just lifted Govardhan Hill and he held it up. And he invited all of the residents of Vrindavan to come underneath the hill. And they stayed underneath the hill. Indra was sending clouds after clouds, devastating rain, but everyone was safe underneath the hill of Govardhan Hill. And so they stayed there for 7 days and 7 nights, and no one was hungry, no one was thirsty, no one was sleepy, and they were looking at Krishna, and they were so absorbed, and they were thinking, how? And just like, especially Mother Jasoda, she was concerned about her little boy, and she was thinking, maybe I should make something to eat for Krishna. Krishna, let your friends hold up the hill. You come over here and I'll make you something to eat. And so his friends were all eager to hold up the hill also. But Krishna wouldn't let them. He knew that they couldn't do what he did. And so anyways, after 7 days and 7 nights, King Indra finally realized that this child is not an ordinary child. And he stopped the rain, and the rains or the clouds went away, and Krishna, he told everyone to go back home. And he put the hill exactly as it was before. And then everyone was so thankful that they wanted to thank Krishna. So all of the villagers, one by one, they came over and they thanked Krishna and they gave him a big hug. And so we have Thanksgiving in America, but also this Govardhan Hill festival is also a Thanksgiving for Krishna. The residents of Vrindavan were thanking him for being so wonderful and for protecting them. And so this is a very extraordinary story. And even later on, after everyone goes home, Krishna's by himself. Even King Indra comes down from the heavens and he offers his respects. And he said, my dear Lord, I was so foolish. I was so arrogant and so much pride I had in myself. I was thinking that you were a nuisance. But actually, you are the Supreme Lord. You are the Supreme Father and Mother and Guide and spiritual teacher. You are the everything, and I am insignificant. I think I'm so powerful, but compared to your abilities, I am insignificant. And whatever I do have is only by your mercy. And so we all have different talents. We all have different abilities. And we're all unique individuals. And so where are we getting those talents and those abilities from? None other than Krishna himself. And Indra, he acknowledged that fact. And so he left. He was so happy. More happier than anything in the world. Even if people gave him 1,000 celebrations and 1,000 holidays were devoted to King Indra, he was more happy just by humbly serving Krishna and glorifying Krishna. This is the true source of happiness. Krishna is explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Shmaranam, that we think of Krishna, we hear about Krishna, we chant Krishna, we think of Krishna, and then after Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Shmaranam, then it's also Sevanam. Then we do a little service for Krishna. And that's what the temples are about. That people can come and they can take darshan of the deities. Sometimes the people are coming, they're asking for a blessing. But you know, if you look carefully, you see Radha, her right hand is up. She's already giving a blessing. She's not waiting for you to ask for something. As soon as you come in the door, you're getting a blessing from Radha. But Krishna, he does not give his blessing so easily. You have to do a little seva. You have to do something for Krishna. And so one of the things, I'm finishing up in the next moment, but one of the things we can do before we finish is chant Krishna's name. I'll say the name and then you can repeat. And so we'll say it very loudly. Krishna, he may be very close and he may be very far away, but wherever he is, he'll hear us. So let's repeat. Hare Krishna!
Hare Krishna!
Hare Krishna!
Hare Krishna!
Krishna Krishna!
Krishna Krishna!
Hare Hare!
Hare Hare!
Hare Rama!
Hare Rama!
Hare Rama!
Hare Rama!
Rama Rama!
Rama Rama!
Hare Hare!
Hare Hare!
And so this is the great mantra, the Maha Mantra of deliverance. This Hare Krishna mantra, you know, the Vedas is full of mantras. 20,000 mantras you can find in the Vedas. But this is called the Maha Mantra. That this contains all of the other blessings from all of the other mantras is contained in the Hare Krishna mantra. And so please, whenever you get a chance, when you go home, always meditate upon this Hare Krishna mantra. And one other thing I will ask you to do before you go, although I want to make an announcement. I have some of my books over here. I've written several books. One of the books is being studied in the colleges, my book of Mahabharata, and I have a book of Hanuman, and another book of 12 stories from ancient India. And so if you'd like to get a book, I'd be happy to autograph it for you. And I also have some of my CDs, storytelling tapes. And a tape from a good friend of mine who does bhajans and kirtans. So if you'd like to get something, one of my books, I'd be happy to autograph it for you. And also, in an hour, at 6 o'clock, right across the street is the Goshala. There's a house right across the street, over the paved road, and right behind the house is the Goshala. And every evening at 6 o'clock, they're milking the cows. So you might like to go and visit. Every day we're getting about 25 gallons of milk from the cows. And then an hour later at 7 o'clock, if you're here, then we have the main arati of the day. And so there's a few things going on. And so if you'd like to get a book, I'll be here for a few minutes. And one last thing is that I encourage you, because I went around Govardhan Hill in Vrindavan. It took about 3 or 4 hours walking around the hill, over 12 miles, 12 or 14 miles. But here we have Govardhan Hill, and if you get the same blessing by going around the hill 3 times and chanting Hare Krishna. So I invite everyone to engage in that meditation. It's a little brief meditation. It'll just take 2 minutes to go around the hill and imagine that you're going around the hill in Govardhan Hill in Vrindavan, And so anyways, it's wonderful to have you here. It's a great pleasure. If you're staying for a couple of days, I'll be doing another program tomorrow afternoon if you're here at 4:30. And at that time, I'll be telling some stories from Mahabharata. So if you'd like to join me, it'd be a great pleasure for me to have you and share with you some katha from Mahabharata. Again, I'm not giving a lecture, but it'll be some dramatic stories that I'll be telling. But, so have a great weekend, whether you're staying overnight or whether you have to go. I'll be here for a few more minutes myself if you'd like to take a look at my materials. So once again, I must thank you for your kind attention. Have a wonderful weekend. Hare Krishna. Hare Radhe. My daughter, she designed all of my books. My kids grew up here in Vrindavan, and my daughter she has a very good job in Wisconsin. She's a professional designer. So she did the illustrations and designed my books as well.
Her name is Vishnu.
Excuse me?
What's her name?
Her name is Vishnu Priya. Is it on my book?
Yeah, it is.
I think so. On this one, I don't know if it's on the other one. On the other ones, I think it's inside the book.
So have you been living here since 72?
Well, I visited in '72, but I came a few years later with my family. And we've been living here since 1976.
It was really interesting to listen to the story. I have heard the story many times. I know it, but it was really nice the way you explained it.
Thank you.
It was really nice.
And where are you coming from?
We are coming from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, Charlotte. I have a good friend down there. His name is Tom. Charlotte is a good city. You came to the one year there that I didn't accept.
Yes.
2 years ago, I was invited several times. To the Hindu temple, I spoke there and did some programs for them. But now, I'm getting older, I don't travel that much. I just stay here in Vrindavan, people come here, I don't have to go. So take care of yourself. If you're here tomorrow at 7:30 or 4:30, I'll be doing another program on Mahabharata.
Thank you. Nice meeting you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare. I would like to get one of these. Great, I'm so honored to you are able to write your book.
Yeah, my Mahabharata is being used in some courses in colleges.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm studying Hinduism. I only have a few books left of Mahabharata. I have to reprint it.
Prabhuji, I'm
Okay. So, who can I make this out to?
PL.
How do you spell that?
P-R-I-A-L.
Y-A-N? A-L.
And U. A-Y-U.
Andy Frankel, my devotional name is Santi Fangastra. Prabhupada given me. I'll put down my devotion and I'll pick that up. And what's the date?
Let me click it.
28. Yeah, 11/28.
You practice that. We're not really, we just want to be friends. Of course, take care of yourself. And you know, my email is over here.
Designates are not very good. Yeah. We do, yeah, at least twice in a year, at least we should pick it up. You know where I can get water for this hand wash?
Down the corner there, there's a sink. Okay. You take a left and another right.
Stop! I'm not playing. Hey, you wait, I want to be it. No, you. No, he's it. No, you.
If you want to be shared, don't force him.
Yes, he did do it for lives. You're
Do you have books for kids?
you're further than I want. Yeah.
I have a little.
Oh, I'm not. Y'all want me to be? No, I'm going to Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, the first one would be either this or this.
Okay.
This is a little bit more sophisticated.
Is it?
This is good. This is good for second and third graders, and this is good for more fourth and fifth and sixth graders. But when my kids were young, then I would read to them before they went to bed. And when my son went off to college, when he came back,
Yeah.
he would say, "Dad, can you read to me?"
I know.
And so this, reading to the kids before they go to sleep is a very bonding experience.
It is. Yeah.
The kids will never forget
We
that.
do that. We try to do that. Let's take a look for a little bit. And then how do you accept just cash?
Ayush.
Yeah, cash or check.
Cash or check?
If you want to pay by credit card, my book is also on the back over there. No, on the shelf back there.
Okay.
But the temple is selling my book, but it's $12. Yeah. So there's a credit card over there. But it's a $2 extra, but it's going to the temple.
I know. Yeah.
So whatever you
Will you be
want.
here tomorrow?
Yes. How long will you be here?
We'll be back on Saturday. But I can bring in cash right now.
Okay, you're coming back on Saturday.
No, we'll do tomorrow. I'm going back on Saturday.
Oh, I see. So tomorrow I'm doing again another program at 4:30.
4:30.
Yeah, so I'll be here. Today my story was about Go Downhill, but tomorrow I'll be telling you stories from Mahabharata.
Oh, nice. At 4:30?
Yes, at 4:30. There's a short oddity at 4:30 for 10 minutes,
Okay.
and then for 25 minutes I do some kata.
Oh. What is that?
Kata
Katha. Oh,
stories.
stories. Okay.
Yeah, kata. Krishna kata. Yeah, my Mahabharata is being used in the colleges, some colleges
Oh,
that are being used. Actually, on the back of the book, these are some comments by professors who are using my book.
Yeah, I think these will be useful to educate myself because now I learn about it.
Okay.
But we live in North
Stop. Okay.
Charlotte, North
We
Carolina?
live here all the time.
Yeah, a good friend of mine is down there. He's an elderly gentleman. Thakur Topiwala. I don't know if you know him. Charlotte is a big city, of course.
Yeah, it's a
But years ago, I went to Charlotte. I did some programs. They invited me to the Hindu temple there. And that must have been about 20 years ago. So 15 or 20 years ago. How long have you been living there now?
5 years.
Uh-huh.
More than 5 actually.
And where did you get your education? Here or in India? Or?
In Nepal actually.
Oh, in Nepal. Oh, okay.
Born and raised there.
Great.
Spent most of my life there.
No, now more and more we're getting groups of Nepali citizens coming. So there's a lot of Nepali communities more. So is there a community there also in Charlotte?
Yeah, there's a big one.
Is there a separate temple for the Nepal? Or?
Not just we have a Hindu temple.
A Hindu temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been there for some years.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I'll do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'm doing the program at 4:30, and then again on Saturday I'm doing the program at 4:30.
At 4:30. Yeah. By Saturday we'll be done.
Okay, yeah, but if you try to get here tomorrow at 4:30, I'll be
Thank
here.
you. Thank you so much for your stories.
It's a pleasure talking with you.
Yeah.
and Saturday again at 4:30.
4:30. Okay.
Today I did a program about Govardhan Hill.
Awesome.
And how long will you be here?
Till Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be seeing it
So
around.
I'll be doing something different tomorrow and then again something.
Sunday.
Maybe I'll do again on Saturday. I'll do Govardhan Hill.
Awesome.
But a lot of people are staying until.
Yes, we've got the long weekend, so might as well.
Where are you coming from again?
Michigan probably.
Oh, in Michigan. You're near Detroit?
And near Farmington Hill probably.
Oh, in Farmington.
Yes.
There's a temple there.
Yes. Where the members live.
Is it, how do you call it? Is it in town or is it in the farm or where? Outside of town or in town?
It's in the outskirts of Detroit probably. And it's about 30 miles away from Detroit.
Yeah, but in Farmington.
Farmington.
That's a town.
Yes.
So is it outside of town or in town?
In town. In the middle of everything, so yeah, we get a lot of.
You have a few acres there or what?
It's not too big.
No.
Come here.
This place is small.
Oh, okay.
In the space. But I think we're growing quite a bit. They just opened one up in Grand Rapids too.
Okay.
They bought a church. So they're doing pretty good.
You have a mala for chanting?
I think there's a little box, a basket. Go to the basket over there by the books.
I think it's 50.
You can use it, or there's a price you can buy it. It's over there by the basket.
About the money. I asked
Oh,
my
okay,
father-in-law. Which one would be the best
Well, for your daughter.
for my daughter.
Yeah, not this one. This is used for colleges.
Okay.
One of these two books.
One of these two?
Yeah.
Circle production.
Probably, they both have pictures actually
They do?
with the stories. But I think the pictures in the Hanuman book are a little
Okay,
better.
let's do that one first. You're gonna take Hanuman, Suri?
Okay. Let me reach in.
And can you write?
Yes, I'll grab it.
To Uma.
Hang on for a second.
Sure.
My pen is over there.
Oh, yeah.
Hand me
There.
my pen. How do you spell her name?
U-M. Do you live here?
Yes, I've been living here for almost 15 years. U-M-A.
Do you also play this? The harmonium?
No, I'm just using it as a So take care of yourself. Hare Krishna. My daughter, she designed my books too.
She did?
She's in her 40s now, but now she's a professional designer.
Wow.
She has a very good job and she lives in Wisconsin. but she did a good job, I
I can see
think.
that. Yeah.
So take care.
Looking
Thank you so
forward.
much.
Thank you so much.
Great, great. How often do you get to New Vrindavan?
Every 4 or 5 months.
Every so often. You must have heard some of my programs already.
Yes, I think I did.
This year I've been like my themes are different every year. I've been doing a lot of Mahabharata this year. But I don't know what I'll do. Maybe next year might be. I don't know. I'm working on another book right now about Chaitanya. Yeah, so maybe next year I'll do some Chaitanya Katha.
Do you travel a bit or you stay here?
I used to travel quite extensively. Colleges and libraries and when the COVID hit, I stopped my travels. I'm in my 70s.
Mom is looking at it.
I kind of
Mommy! Mama, see
right
it!
now I'm devoting more to my writing. I'm putting up an article. I don't know if you ever get this kind
And go to right to
or I have my own website. Some of my articles are
Come on, everyone!
and some of them have a link
Okay.
to ISKCON News. So just check out my own website. Right now, somebody suggested that I put out a book of all of the articles that I've written. I've written about 20 articles over the last 4 or 5 years. But that's been my main focus over the last 5 years or so. Before that, I was too busy traveling.
Within the US, just within the US or all over?
Well, mostly in the United States. I've been to India several times, but most of my travels have been in the United States, going to conferences in Chicago and New York. Many years ago, I was invited to do a program at the conference, the Parliament of World Religion, their 100th anniversary. Vivekananda came in 1892
To Chicago, yes.
Chicago. And in 1993, they had a 100th anniversary celebration. And they found about my work and my programs that I offer, and they invited me to come there. So it was a big event. I did a few programs there. So there was a lot of people that were coming to workshops and talks. They had like hotel rooms. So I've been to that, I've been to Dharma conference in New Jersey, and even here in West Virginia, in the middle of the state, they have FBI centers. In West Virginia, research and testing. And they invited me up there to do a program on testing. They were interested about Mahabharata. I offered in the program. They said, well, I went to that
Yes, was that's beautiful.
That the author was not for association with Prabhupada. Then most of the books. Because in the early days, in the 1970s or 60s, 70s, but starting in the 70s, in the early 70s,
Pretty good.
this, that, and the other, so people say, I just thought about the news time. But the thing is, in those days, maybe Prabhupada would come to America once a year.
Too much sugar. No. No.
The book trust, they sent out, they had cassette tapes.
Side A and side B.
Yes, they sent out a cassette tape. Once a day. So they must send this cassette out once a week. So we're going to take 1 to 2 tapes a month. And you make comes in from sunlight, comes from America, once a year, maybe twice a year. But the thing is, so they're very impressed. Also had access to Prabhupada. But the funny thing is, now all of Prabhupada's books, all his lectures, everything is on this internet. So how much access, so much more access, everybody, right? Everybody can just be devoted like my wife and I, we got involved in the Hare Krishna together. So that was much easier. Because personally, I didn't like it. That's what joined the organization. I was not much of an organization. Because we had Prabhupada in 1971. We discussed it. And we saw here is a real sadhu. And in those days, you couldn't get initiated unless you joined certain. Nowadays, you can get but in those days, you were not given back to the way to get initiated. So in 1973, we actually joined in Chicago.
No, I mean, I think my question more is like, you were in different phases, right? Different customs. For you, what growth is there? Something that is what is that spark? But don't make difficult.
Very optimistic. have a house out the road,
Okay.
on the other side of the palace.
Okay. Okay.
Next time you come, let me know. I have my telephone number or my email. My telephone is a home phone, so you can't send text. Sometimes people try to send me text and I never. But the reason I mention it is I live in a house, the last time Prabhupada was on the field, he did have a he stayed in the house. And he gave darshan right on the front lawn of the house. I attended the darshan of Prabhupada in 1976. So the programs were coming, at the time. Tomorrow we're going to be busy. When the weather is a little nicer. Because what I usually do is people come to the front lawn. Inside the house is nothing, but on the front lawn, every evening, Prabhupada gives darshan right in the front lawn. So when people come up, then I tell them a little bit about some of the things Prabhupada said and did during the darshan on the front lawn. Sometimes are coming, then I'll also take them to the old Vrindavan farm. Yes.
Actually, the first place that he came with Prabhupada.
Yes, Vrindavan.
Yes. Our Maharaj.
Oh, Varsha. Oh,
Yeah, because
then you got a good tour.
yes, we sat on the land and took us into that.
It was the devotees here in the temple. So they might take you up there. But, we didn't have to go
You
to
don't have the contact.
they don't have the stories here. But Maharaj, he's definitely one
Yeah, it
guy.
was wonderful.
So, after you find an old timer that, lived here during those days, well, since 70 we joined in Chicago, and I distributed books at Ohio Airport for 3 years.
भगवान कृष्ण की वो जो मॉकटेल है
Then in 1970,
Chicago, back in the
and we went to the temple.
No, I have the not on Facebook, but I'm definitely
Email or you can call when you're coming again. Because when the weather's a little nicer, then you can come to the house, let's go about that one. Don't hesitate to drop me an email or phone. Sunday morning, actually, I'll be giving
Hare Krishna.
There's only one person.
कौन सा मंदिर?
ఏమనుకోని అసలు ఎవరు మూమెంట్లో లేదు నువ్వు పిలుస్తావని చెప్తున్నాడు
నిహాన్ ఎప్పుడంటే ఇస్తాను
సరే ఫోటో దిగండి ఇక ఇది కూడా అయిపోతుంది. అందరూ సరే నేను ఇక్కడ ఎవరెక్కడ సెట్ అవుతారో ఇష్టం.
I want to feel more
తీసుకున్నారా ప్రసాదం తీర్థం తీసుకున్నారా తీర్థం తీసుకోరా
ఇవాళ ఛార్జింగ్